Alors on va continuer avec notre petit duo et notre scrat national. Ah, en fait c'est trop fort, j'ai trop bien fait de faire un duo de morts vivants. Il va quand même falloir faire attention à l'avenir sur les prochains combats parce que je risque d'en chier un peu. Euh...
We've got to get out of here. The sooner the better. Just jump in the boat when you're ready.
Bah, c'est parti.
The sturdy raft bobs in the canal's gentle current.
C'est parti.
We
Du
made it
coup,
out. Good. Better get a move on to safety before anything spots us. First time I was dragged in as a sorcerer, same as everyone else. After I escaped, I came back in to find someone. Magisters nabbed me before I could sneak back out. Why go back in, you wonder? Well, I met some friends out here in the swamps. Turns out they needed a little of my help to get their friend Verdas out of Fort Joy. Needed to prove myself to them. Why would they take risks for me if I wouldn't take risks for them?
He gives you a searching look.
Trust's more valuable than coin round here. You helped me, so I hope I'm making the right choice in trusting you. You need a place to lay low for a while. I know a safe enough place. My friends there are all in pretty bad shape, but it's safer than out here, that's for sure.
D'accord.
Oh, they're seekers. Don't know what that really means, come to think of it. They're kind, though. Magisters kicked them something fierce, but still they gave me water and bread and shelter when I needed it. Not for long. The Magisters have a boat close to here, see? The Lady Vengeance. Good name, since my friends are going to capture her and sail us far away from here. Only thing stopping us is those strikers the Magisters have. But as soon as we build up some weapons, we'll take the fight to them for a change. You won't stumble across it in the dark, I'll tell you that. It's well concealed from prying eyes. But here, hand me your map and I'll mark the way. Careful where you tread. They don't notice me, most of the time. Beasts, spectres, bones, even void-woken sometimes. Seen things in here I've never even read about in fairy tales. Even saw a winter dragon once, but I make sure nobody sees me.
J'aime bien cette phrase. Allez.
Well, good luck. Hope you stay alive out there. If you make it, ring the bell outside and tell Bahara I sent you. She's not quick to trust strangers. I'm heading there now. I suggest you do the same. Good luck. Really.
The cat purrs loudly as it curls itself around your ankles.
Ah.
Thank you for freeing me from that awful place. The air is so much... And I remember who I am now. A wizard's cat. But the spell-flinging stinker left me behind. Bah! It's as if I never made myself a bed on his bony legs, or never chased away the mice that'd bite through his books. You tall ones think that everything you do is very important. But unless it involves going to the market for meats and milk, it very rarely is. I can still hear him now, the crusty old cad. We had us a cruise and 6 days in the sun, but grave duty calls, so I have to run. Too dangerous, my charge, for you, dear old boy. Best you stay here in jolly Fort Joy. Yes, where they roast your bottom over a grill. That'll teach him to leave me
Ah,
stranded
puis il a la
among
petite
these
phrase.
regulars with their prickly magic sticks.
Excellent. Excellent.
No, it's quite clear to me that you are much more worthy of an honest cat's company. You just call for me and I'll be there. Oh.
On va suivre le chat.
Intriguing. How did noxious bulbs
Marais de Sanctu. Ah oui, attends. Parce que là, il me semble que c'est... C'est quoi ça? Ah, ça me ramène dans le... Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alors attends. Je vais retourner par là. Parce que c'est sympa. Oula! Attends. Quelque chose là, là. D'accord, sanctu. Je veux voir un truc. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a par là?
What's this? I found something.
Ok. Ah, ça sert à rien. Ça a sauvegardé donc. Ok. C'est ok. Pourquoi pas.
These plants look truly sinister. They're arranged. Is that a natural occurrence?
Peut-être couper. Bon, j'ai envie de dire pourquoi pas. C'est vrai quoi. Alors attends. Là. Il m'a dit qu'il me linkerait sur la carte, mais en fait je vois pas du tout où je suis là. Donc là on a le château. Ah, cette carte. Ok, bon. C'est quoi, on va... J'ai un truc à faire là. Donc la map elle est quand même relativement grande donc... Voilà. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a là? Ça pue, ça pue, ça pue les pièges et tout. Ah,
Voidwoken. We meet again.
Euh... Fin du tour.
Vermin, thieves, pests. This world is ours.
More of them. These beasts are damn persistent.
Ah. Ok.
Fall, die, pass away. Your essence feed. You will not be spared. Your time is up.
Ah oui, d'accord, ah, ils sont quand même petite ribambelle. C'est cool.
Ours. You are ours.
Donc, et là si je fais ça. Ah mais c'est pas vrai. Pas de chance. Non, ça sert à rien. Est-ce que je peux lancer sur... Bon. Et bim. Alors. Ah c'est infini ou quoi là? Y'en a combien? Vache quoi! Secours!
They can keep calling us vermin, but we'll just keep putting them down.
Au secours!
We are the many and the all.
Putain la vache!
We are the beginning and the end. We will return.
Ouais. C'est beaucoup là. Secours. Ah. J'étais pas prêt. Donc attends. Parce que là... Voilà. Ça déjà. Ensuite... Pas grave si je prends des dégâts sur ça. Et allez. Bon. 1000 XP je gagne hein, par mob. Ce qui est pas mal. Ce qui est pas mal du tout. Voilà. Ensuite, je vais faire ça. Et ouais, je pense que c'est les derniers. Putain de poteau. Je cours. Bon, on va dire là. Voilà. Un en moins. Et le dernier. Ah, il reste un deuxième. Ah, il en reste deux quoi. Ok. Alors, putain. Eh ben, ça c'est pas cool. Ça. Alors. Incroyable. Bon, on va quand même tous les fouiller parce que... Oh, je gagne des essences en plus, donc c'est cool.
The corpses of voidlings lie in heaps around you, a miasma of cursed fluid pooling at your feet.
Let them come, I say. They are easily vanquished.
Ouais, facile de les éliminer, je suis d'accord, mais quand même. C'était aussi, hein. Aïe. Donc y'a quoi là? Oh, ça pue la... En fait y'a rien. C'est sérieux? Je vais venir ici pour rien? J'ai la haine. Enfin non, parce que ça m'a soigné. Ah la cloche. Satanée cloche. Allez. On l'a trouvée.
No sooner have you rung the
Voilà.
ornate bell than the face of a lizard woman surfaces from behind a rock up on the ledge before you.
Stand back and keep your hands off your weapons. Convince me you're no magister, or draw one last deep breath.
Her eyes go wide with wonder upon your mentioning of a divinity.
No magister could sense the spirit of the goddess. Only a true sorcerer could, blessed with senses great. I apologize for this steel-tipped welcome, but lives are at stake.
With one graceful motion, the lizard throws down a tangled mess of vines for you to climb.
Come, ascend to the sanctuary of Amadia. You'll find you're not the only guest here.
Cool.
You are fortunate to have found this place. The Hollow Mod. My name is Bahara. Like you, I am a sorcerer. But unlike you, I am also a faithful servant of Amadia. Praised be her name, and praised be her starlit eyes. Commendable. And yet she is the most mysterious of the seven. Despite your perusals, no doubt that tome taught you little. So please allow me to enlighten you. Amadia is the Great Mother. She is the goddess in whose womb magic was conceived, from whose sacred body immortal wizards were born. Gratiana, her priestess in this sanctuary, is teaching me her ways. For several years I was like you once, a lost soul driven by instinct from the bowels of Fort Joy. There have been others. They tried to make it back to the mainland, but were never heard of again. I chose to stay. My home is here now. This is where I found solace, found sanctuary. I found the Great Mother and have been nurtured by her magic ever since. The guests, they call themselves seekers. They're brave people and friends to sorcerers. But you'll find them a battered band here today, brought low by bloody battle. Magisters, of course. Who else? The seekers came here to rescue a sorcerer from the fort. They failed. Many fell. They've heard the shriekers shriek. I thank the goddess I'm not haunted by their sound. They knew him to be God-woken. They sought to kindle the divinity slumbering deep within his soul. But Alexander bears no rivals. Only the son can follow the father, or so he is convinced. For him, it is truly harrowing to know this man seeks to be the Seven's chosen. To know one's fate is to be fearless. I reside in Amadia's palm. I am hers to shield, or hers as you wish.
Attends, on
My
a dit,
knowledge
ah,
is
bon,
but
c'est
a pond.
vrai des 5 sucres.
It is the laboratory of a lunatic. A place removed from mercy and sanity where mad Brachus Rex would experiment to his dark heart's content. There are ruins in the marshes, stonework vultures that perch above the king's long-buried treasure. But his is not a treasure of gold, ruby, and sapphire. It is a treasure of death, weapons, and vile magic. The nights here are long and lonely, but I often listen to my mistress Gratiana speak of days long gone, the heydays of Brachus Rex. Perhaps she wanted quagmires is what they are, and what is mired in them is madness. Brachus Rex, he went too far. May Amadia curse his soul for turning creation into destruction.
Ok.
You're alive! Wasn't sure you would be. Samadel, this is the one I...
The dishevelled lizard eyes you with hope, though her hope is tinged with mistrust.
Han tells me you helped him out of Fort Joy. For that, you have my thanks.
Samadel presses her lips together. Disbelief and indignation shine from the narrowed eyes she trains on you.
J'ai essayé.
For shame. The shame of Damien upon you. The survival of a child should be reward enough. The survival of Revelon itself. You had me there for a moment. I'm sorry, my humor's not what it once
Ah, les
was.
lézards, c'est vraiment des
We're all
rats,
very
quoi.
anxious here.
Aïe, 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 aïe,
Can I
aïe.
ask if... Did you happen to meet a man named Gareth on your way here?
He'll be back, Samadel. I know he will. He has to.
He has to, indeed. We need our leader. And if he doesn't return with help soon, we haven't a hope. You're kind to offer, but you'd best talk to Gareth's squire, Exeter. He'll know where your town... Now, Han, let's take a look at your nasty leg injury.
Catch you later, Skipper. It's good you're here.
Ça va être beaucoup de blabla, hein, et après je pense que je ferai une pause. Ah, attends, on a la statue.
Amidst the placid little rivulets, you feel
ouais.
peaceful in her. As you gaze, a voice seems to reach you. The voice grows.
My children,
Ah!
my children. Gone are my children. Dead are they in the cradle I have wrought.
Ah, je suis méchant si je fais ça. Non, allez, hop.
A feeling of indescribable sadness assails you. It feels like your heart merges with the spirits, torn together by a coil of thorns.
My child, weep with me for the mother who has lost. Weep with me and bathe in the tears of Amadia.
If you had tears, they'd mingle with those of the goddess down in the tranquil crystalline pond.
You, my child, I bless you.
You feel yourself shine with an inner light, rejuvenated and pure, as if born anew.
Please come back.
The goddess's tears still...
Ok, bon. Moi, je peux retourner à Fort Joie.
A grim-faced man. He holds the damaged blade up to the light.
This was Halorn's blade. It was his first, it was also his last. He didn't intend to die here, but die here he did. He was an ordinary soul with an extraordinary heart, Halorn, and he died for what he believed. What did Halorn believe in? He believed in truth. He believed in hope. He believed that Alexander is a killer of Godwoken. I believe that on one point at least, he was right.
The point breaks away, leaving a jagged edge. The sword is shorter now, but it'll do more damage.
Who are you?
He realizes, to his surprise,
Ça, c'est cool comme dialogue.
ready for battle.
Allez. Ah, j'ai un buff en plus. Oh là là, le buff de beau gosse, quoi. Ah, je prends des dégâts. Bah oui, je suis zombie, évidemment. Dégâts de bouclier.
By Armadia's grace, what did you do? This is a rare gift, one I've not seen before in all my years. Blessings be. I am humbled to be in your presence. Perhaps once, when the 7 gods were still strong. But it has been many years since this was anything other than a pond for me to pray. Armadia's strength waned when the divine Lucian accepted the power of the 7. This is most unusual. Truly we are blessed to know you. If Armadia favors you, that is all I need to know. Go in peace, brother. And what might that be, O blessed child? Gareth. He set off to find the soul-forged weapons of Brachus Rex. A brave mission, and a dangerous one. North of here you'll find the ruins of Brachus's source armory.
Okay.
Nothing in this land can counter the Shrieker's power like those weapons. Without them, the Seekers are truly hopeless. Walk ever in Armadia's grace, child.
On parle avec
A
lui.
young man in oversized armor paces around a table covered with a spread of maps, his face a tight scowl of frustration.
Every approach blocked. Oh, damn it. What good are battle tactics against those things anyway?
He glances up, In quick succession, he becomes aware of both your presence and the fact that you're not a familiar face.
Who the blazes are you? A sorcerer, indeed. A seeker can always recognize a sorcerer when they see one.
So close your sweet eyes and rest your head.
You met Verdus. Oh, then he's as good as dead. We're the seekers he spoke of. We were supposed to free him. Instead, we failed him. You, a Godwoken? Surely not. Though if Verdus said so, you could be important, but there's no way to be certain until we've left this blasted island behind us.
The birds are asleep.
Verdus was Godwoken. He was a powerful sorcerer, in the vein of Lucian the Divine. He had the potential to succeed Lucian if he mastered his powers. But now that won't happen. If you're the same as Verdus, then we have to get you away from this place. Someone's been killing the few Godwoken that are out here. Likely that dog Alexander. He's a Godwoken too. A failed one as far as I'm concerned. I can imagine he won't want any upstart Godwoken taking what he figures to be his birthright.
The young man anxiously fidgets with his curved bow. You've found a matter close to his heart, evidently.
That's easier said than done, I'm afraid. Much. The Magisters have us cornered. They have these weapons called shriekers. If we try to go against them unprepared, we're dead. We've lost men. There's weapons. Ancient devices that can counter those things. Our leader, Sir Gareth, set out to find them so we could break the Magister blockade and escape this island. But he hasn't returned. If Sir Gareth doesn't come back with those weapons in tow, well, this island will be our grave. You'll help us?
His shoulders visibly relax, the weighty armor upon them settling with a clink.
Thank you. Allies are in short supply in this place. If you help us, I promise, we'll get you as far away from this place as possible. Please, ask. Whatever helps.
Oh!
We
What?
came to free an elf called Verdus from Fort Joy. He was a Godwoken. He could have been the next divine, but we failed him. None. He set out to find those source weapons, and that's the last we saw of him. The old stories say they're weapons, devised by the mad Source King, Brachus Rex. They're these tortured, purged wretches, crucified and forced to channel sheer destruction at whoever their master bids. The masked priestess, Gratiana, told Sir Gareth of them after she granted us shelter here. She was reluctant at first, but, well, Sir Gareth can be very insistent. Speak to her if you wish. She may know more. Well, before there's a divine, there must be a Godwoken. Only a special few among sorcerers have this potential. Without them, Sir Gareth, he's the finest seeker I know. I'm honored to serve as his squire. He wouldn't let us down. Not unless something's gone. The Magister flagship, the Lady Vengeance, she's anchored at the old harbour. Once the way is clear, we're to take her and get the hell out of here.
Ok.
The young woman
c'est
twists
lequel,
her
hein?
hands together to warm them at the
Voir un petit
campfire,
peu.
fingernails
dalle.
bitten to the quick. Noticing your attention, she looks up at you like a startled deer.
Sorry I've no welcome drink or anything, but the misery here.
She gestures half-heartedly at the suffering of the shelter's wounded.
Maybe if we ever get to safety again, I'll agree with you. I can't believe I ever got involved in this whole mess. My sisters and I make trinkets. I tagged along with the Seekers for safe passage to sell them, but now there's nowhere for me to go. Most of my wares were lost in the attack, but I did manage to salvage some of our sorcerer's sundries. Maybe you'd be interested in taking a look? You'll find Demira in Driftwood and Donna in Arx. Dagmar, well, I don't quite know where she's got herself perched these days. Maybe you'll get to meet all of them on your travels. If you do see them.
Her brow furrows as she looks around the shelter. When she looks back at you, her eyes are glassy and devoid of hope.
Just tell them I'm safe. My sisters and I have been working on magical, alchemical, and downright infernal trinkets for years. Thanks to sorcerer's sundries, anyone with coin can have sharper weapons, stronger armor, and shinier equipment.
She clumsily proffers some paper. It slips through her fingers.
Tunnel de
but
recette
you manage to catch
miraculeuse.
it mid-air.
Ok.
Here, our leaflet has all the details you could ever want to know. Oh, I know my wares are not cheap, but they are so very out of the ordinary.
Quoi, t'as des marchandises
But
maintenant?
listen, my sisters and I have a little game to lighten spirits in harsh times. So, if I tell you a riddle and you can get the answer right, I'll give you a good discount. Deal?
Écoutez,
Oh, listen carefully now.
pas grave, au pire des cas, si machine, ce sera de
I
l'arnaque.
stand tall in the morning, I shrink in the afternoon, I
Ouais.
disappear at midnight, but I'll be back very soon. What am I?
Une ombre?
Yes! You are the first one to ever get it
Ouais,
right.
le soleil
No
à
kidding.
minuit, il est couché
You
quoi.
get a prime discount on our sorcerer's
Allez,
sundries.
montre-toi ce que t'as à vendre. Parce que je dis, t'as de la merde. Ça, c'est pas de la merde, parce que c'est des poudres de compo, mais. Bref.
Goodbye, then, mister. I hope I didn't say anything wrong.
Hop! Que dalle!
Mateys, let me change your dressing.
Ok, on a fait connaissance avec tout le monde. Ah, tiens.
Leave me be.
Attends.
Rest, Jules.
The young woman chews her lower lip. She bends to grab a rag, wiping her blood-smeared hands. She looks up and
If you're looking for healing, sorcerer, well, there's not much I can do. We all want to escape, but the Magisters, they have these shrieker things that kill anyone who tries to pass. We barely managed to flee from them the last time. They're these wretched beings mounted on crucifixes. They nearly wiped us out with a single blow. We fled. I've done all I can. Their wounds are too great. All I can offer them now is prayer. And if you know a way, I'd be beyond grateful. A few hours ago, that might have helped. Look at their pallor. Only magic can pull them back from the brink now. Magic? All I've got is my own two hands and...
she trails off and limply gestures to her paltry makeshift infirmary.
I'm not even a healer. Ours was killed in the attack.
Ah, malheureusement, je ne peux rien faire, je suis mort-vivant, donc...
Do what you will.
Ah ouais. Malheureusement pour eux... Ouais, malheureusement pour eux, c'est problématique là. Est-ce que j'ai un truc qui permet de soigner les bijoux? Gants, téléportation.
Matis, let me change your dressing.
J'ai pas de bâton de soin, tout ça. Non, c'est la merde. C'est la merde pour eux. Donc attends. Désolé les gars, désolé, vous allez crever. Du coup,
As soon as all our
un truc
wounded
à
are
vendre toi ou
healed,
pas?
we'll need to search
Que
for the defenses
dalle.
Gareth left to find. But for now,
Ok, bon. Du coup, hop, 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 hop. Je peux aller par là.
Matis, let me
Eh,
change
mais
your
attends,
dressing.
si je vais à la cachette. Eh ouais.
The seven watch over us. You're safe in bed.
Je suis demandé, elle est soigneuse, non?
Close your sweet eyes. Rest.
Ouais.
Before you stands a
Armadia's blessings, child. I have not seen this face in our sanctuary before. Pray, who are you? Bahara is an excellent. Tell me, what do you
Bien
wish to
sûr,
know about our
je
goddess?
vais te demander de vous en dire plus.
Yes, she is our mother of magic.
Ah mais elle m'a dit tout ça déjà.
It is not like
Attends, je passe tout.
If the seeker Gareth, they are I
Hop.
have to walk.
Voilà, comme ça c'est fait. Donc lui on lui est parlé. Allez, c'est parti. Hop. Hop. Bon, j'avais pas vu l'heure. J'avais pas vu l'heure du tout. Du coup, on va s'arrêter là. On se retrouve au prochain épisode. Je vous dis à très très vite pour les aventures. Et sur ce, portez-vous bien. Ciao ciao.